Reggie Rocc.
Yeah.
Rock Bottom.
Right.
The Soliloquy album. Are you just pumped out of your mind?
I am excited. The most important, more humble every day. I think because I'm seeing that it's not only affected me, but the people that I'm connected to.
Right.
Not only is it about music, ministry, but friendship, building, not only something that lasts forever, which is something that can't be taken away, is the love that you get from rock bottom, or just hearing the music and seeing that people around you are being inspired and then going off and doing their own thing, like because of what's happening right now or what's happening in my life, lets me know that it's not just about me, and if I take myself out of it, then everybody else is being blessed.
Right.
And that's what it's supposed to be about, you know what I'm saying? So I am excited, but yeah, I'm excited.
So let's talk about the Soliloquy album. A great art. I love the whole album.
Thank you.
And we want to take this song by song,
Okay.
play with your mind a little bit.
Okay.
Introduction. It starts off with a lot of quotes from different speakers, referencing Bishop T.D. Jakes. A great voice in the kingdom. A lot of people gravitate to his message. How important is it for people to have a mentor or a positive influence in their life?
Very important. I think I've learned that you can't be or do what you don't know. For instance, if you've never seen a father figure, then I'm not gonna say everybody, but 9 times out of 10, you don't know how to be a father.
Right.
Never been a leader or in any aspect of your life, then you don't know how to lead. So it's very important, and our leaders, as our leader should be Christ. Our example should be Christ. So it's very important because the disciples, when he left them with the Great Commission, go and make disciples out of every nation, and in every nation, and preach the gospel, baptizing them in the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And they had been with him all that time, so they knew what Christ looked like. They knew what kingdom looked like. They know what being selfless looked like. They knew what sacrifice looked like. They knew what a true friend looked like. You know what I mean? Because he was a leader, and it's very important because you can model yourself after true leaders and mentors, especially when you're going in the right direction. Everybody's not a leader just because they call themselves a leader. And a leader, for one, leads by example and is willing to get their hands dirty.
That's true.
And not always looking to, you know what I mean,
Point.
tell you what to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But give an example.
Right. Jesus washed their feet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was a king. You know what I'm saying? Washing feet. So your leader, it's very important because that's the example.
Yeah.
So
talking about leaders, who are your mentors in your life?
most definitely, like my pastor. And I'm gonna name it. Man, this is not in no type of order. Twitty. So many people that I've been able to. My dad. My mother. Miss Lou and my wife. Some of my friends that I'm around, they're leaders. Oh man, and you want to know something though? It came later. You know what I'm saying? And because I wasn't. I don't know, God, and that's why the mercy and grace of God is so real. Because I was so blind to what leadership was,
Right.
and I was surrounded by so much. I'm like negativity. And they were leaders in their own right. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say any particular names, but
that's why mentors are there to get you out of that place of yourself.
Yeah, and that's what they did. And one person that most definitely pulled me out was Pastor, and I give him that credit because he never gave up on me, man, like at all. Like even when I was somewhere like super drunk, I remember this like clear as day. I was at a bar actually, and I was at a bar drinking a beer, and people around me was dancing and everything. I was at the bar looking at TV. I'll never forget this. In Ferguson's, that's where I was, and it was a scary movie that was on. I think it was Wrong Turn. I was looking at that. Why is it? Club, you know what I mean? So, but I just was then want to be at home. You know what I'm saying? And he called me out of the blue. I'm like, what is this dude's deal? And he said, "How you doing, man?" I answered, and I was like,
probably doing something that we do.
Doing alright. What's up, man? You know what I mean? And back to the ground. Oh no, what's this? Yeah, he was like, "Man, I want to see you at church tomorrow." And I'm like, "Wow, this dude just won't quit." And so he took me at, like he never gave up on me, man. And that was one of the very first like strong leaders and mentors, and someone I could look at as a father figure and say, "Man, look, man, this dude didn't give up on me."
He caught your attention. Yeah. It's speaking of leaders, as people progress in life, like you have and I have, how important is it to network with new mentors?
How important is it? Absolutely, it's needed. Because everyone possesses a certain gift.
Yes.
A certain knowledge. Everyone is blessed in some type of way that the other person is not blessed in. And some are more radical than others.
Yes, they are.
Some teach you, and I'm sticking to like the word of God.
Oh,
like
yes.
some teach you, some are based on doctrine, which it should be. Some will go and input real life experiences from their own and add it to scriptures, like just different things that you can learn from different leaders of how to approach the word of God and life in general, and how to take the word and apply it to your life. Some people, they teach it in different ways, and I've learned that just by engaging with different leaders and mentors.
Okay, let's go to Glory. This is my favorite song.
One of mine too.
I really, out of all the songs, this is my favorite.
Okay.
But I like the rest of them too.
Okay.
I don't want to hurt your feelings by saying that. In this song, you stated, "Had Ray-Bans to cover my future, that was in denial." In regards to that lyric, what were you in denial about in your life regarding your future at that point in time?
Ooh, you did listen to that, really, right? Well, actually, not it. I didn't know my brother Ray-Ban Sachs yet.
Yes.
My man Ray-Ban's and the lovely Huntsis in the building right now.
Yes.
But what that meant is that I was pretty much in denial about me heading in the right direction, me being successful.
But were you in denial because you were scared? Maybe were you fearing something?
Yeah, because I was not right with God. Most definitely not right with God, and holding on to all types of sin that he told me to let go of, but thinking if I do the external things, then I would be okay. You know what I'm saying? If I can cover my sin and still,
look pretty, look handsome.
Yeah, and look like I got it together.
Like you got it together.
Then maybe I just might slide into heaven still.
Yeah.
And and that's, I think a lot of us are like that, man. We our hearts become so hard, and we become so blind and still pretty much drowning in the desires and pleasures of the world, that we think we can do that and serve God at the same time. And that's where I was, and still thinking I can do that and still rap about God.
Right. And not live up to it.
Yeah, and totally in denial.
Yeah.
And self-deceit.
Yeah. And talking about denial, you said another lyric in Glory. You said, but I ain't never cease to pray. Why and how important is it for you to pray daily?
The key. Because
we can get so caught up in our everyday lives.
And that's the key to your breakthrough, though. Is to continue to pray, because the word always tells us to be sober, sober-minded, be aware, be alert, for the sake of your prayers. You know what I'm saying? It even tells us to honor your wife as the weaker vessel. Not saying that she's weak, but honor them. And I'm thinking, because you don't want any conflict or anything to hinder your prayers at any time, because that's the way you communicate with your Father. You know what I'm saying? And just prayer, man, when things get tough, and it's not using big words, it's not trying to use your intellect, and no, talk to God.
Just talk to him.
Like, God, I'm frustrated.
I
I don't even feel like talking to you right now.
Yeah. But he already knows. You just gotta go to him.
Yes.
And people don't
Just like if you and Tony, you already know something wrong with him, and you already know what it is, right? You just waiting on him to. You just waiting on him to come and tell you, right?
Yeah. Yep. I'm just waiting on him.
Right. You just waiting on you just sitting there like, I don't know how long he gonna keep on fighting this.
Until he
and I don't know when he gonna come and tell me, until when he done hit rock bottom. Then you be like, Lord, I just look, Georgia.
That's my government name.
Georgia. And then you know what you're gonna say? I already know, man. But Kimmy, I love you anyway. And he like, Dad, why I ain't come to you before? And you know what I mean? And you already broke down, you know what I mean? But you do what I say. I know, it's a shh. So never cease to pray, right?
That's right.
That's the way you communicate with your Father on a day-to-day basis, man.
That's right.
When things are at its toughest.
Yeah.
Even if I woke up hungover, whatever it may have been, and I knew, this is when I knew I was saved, because it would conflict
with what you were trying to get done.
When before I didn't have that problem, I could wake up, do it again, desire to do it again, didn't care. I can't wait to get the I can't wait. You know what I mean? So that's when I knew that something else was going on within. You know what I'm saying? So I never ceased to pray.
Okay. Also,
that was a long answer.
No, but that was a good answer, though.
Was that a long answer?
That was a good answer.
Was that real long?
You said.
I talk all day.
Oh, we know.
I'm drinking juice too.
It didn't offer us this none, but it's okay.
You want
no,
some
I'm
juice?
okay. I'm good.
It's the best.
Don't kill me before I come. That's why murder equals abortion. You let me live so that it can be a part of my testimony. No comparison to the amount of love that you showed me. That's why I brush it off when they judge me and barely know me. How do you feel about everything that's going on in the political world, in this country, with the new president and the ongoing debate about pro-life, pro-choice, also in lieu of the massive women's march for their rights?
Why are you doing it like that?
It all goes back to a biblical principle.
You're right. I actually don't get into much political.
And I don't blame you.
But God is sovereign. I keep that in mind. He will use anyone.
Yes.
To fulfill his will.
To show people who he really is?
Yes, absolutely. Anyone. God gives you a choice. He gives you a choice to choose life or death. The issue with what's going on in the world right now is because we choose to live in rebellion of the laws of God. We have a God complex that we are in absolute control, and we can do what we want, live how we want with no consequences.
Right. But there's always a consequence to every decision that we make.
Every last one.
It just may take time before we see that.
Yep.
I always say the worst punishment is a punishment from God and not from man.
Absolutely.
Because when God punishes, it hurts.
Real bad. And I just think that to sum that whole question up is that God gives you a choice. And in Romans, he plainly, the things that are evident that God exists, God has clearly made evident to us that we are without excuse, that he actually exists. Whether you turn a blind eye or ignore it, you know, it says that Satan blinds the mind of the unbeliever.
Right.
He blinds their mind, so they won't see the true glory of God. And I think we deal with that. We actually deal with that, the spiritual wickedness in high places. Like, we deal with those principalities.
At a time in your life when you had hit rock bottom, as you mentioned, what is one thing that just didn't matter to you anymore?
Music. Like, I could care less about music.
Is it because that's your passion?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think everybody know me from doing music. I didn't care about it. I really didn't care about it.
Just had no more interest.
Yeah, like,
who cares?
Yeah, for real. No studio. Like, I could care less about writing a song. I just go to work, do my 9 to 5.
And come home and chill.
Yeah, I'm good. I barely listen to anybody anyway, except for, you know, Sade or some old R&B stuff. So when I started hitting rock bottom, I ain't even listen to my own stuff, so I really didn't care.
There was just no motivation, period.
No.
Defensive mechanism. Filled with demons and isolation. Contemplating suicide. You just mentioned suicide.
Right.
That rock bottom place that you just talked about, did it make you really and truly contemplate suicide?
Yeah. All the time.
What advice would you tell somebody who is considering suicide? I've learned that so many people just can't handle today's stresses, today's life. And I understand that, but why is it so valuable to get out of that slump?
Because you've been created for greater. You've been created with a purpose. And I don't just say that because it sounds cool or it's just easy to say, but I truly believe whether you are saved or not, people have some type of conscious decision that there is something, a higher power. If you believe that God created everything, absolutely everything, then what would make you less important than the grass? The energy, water. Why did he put you there? If he created those, if he just needed just that, then why would you even be here in the first place?
This is true.
So you're more important than you actually think you are.
Right.
You play a role in something. You know what I'm saying?
I do. And speaking of playing the role and having purpose and meaning in life, the bridge been fixed so you can come to me.
Christ.
How important is it to not burn bridges with God and in dealing with people, especially those that matter to you?
Because you're gonna need them, especially those. And I'm gonna tell you, just like we was just conversating off camera about having an organic and real relationship with true friends. Like that's rare.
Yeah, it is.
You can grab people and associates and people all day and call them your friends and force a relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But a forceful relationship is not a good one.
No.
It's not a
So
good one.
godly relationships. People that God put in your life as friends, you need them. Not just for to be around, but for spiritual covering.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For intercession.
Yeah.
To you need them, so you don't want to hurt them no more than the world can and wants to.
Because the world can easily.
Oh yeah,
Easily.
much quicker than anything. So you most definitely don't want to burn no bridges, man.
So speaking of the authentic relationship, so Siege, your brother in Christ, is all in this song. How much impact did Siege's verse have on this song? And what was the vibe and vocal point with you two coming together for this song? Knowing the give and go chemistry, that's what Siege said in the song, that you two have in doing music.
Not only are we brothers in Christ, but we're lyricists too.
Yeah, you are. Both of
you know what I'm saying? And me and him share this iron. It's still what is steel sharpens steel.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Iron sharpens
steel.
Iron sharpens iron. It's okay. I got it.
Cardboard sharpen cardboard. Anyway,
but I knew what
this
you
is.
did.
You know what I mean.
I
man.
knew.
Listen, this is real.
It's real.
So look.
Yes.
My man, see what me and him do. We have this chemistry where we balance each other when it comes to being on a track together. It's chemistry that's not competitive.
Yeah.
It's not a competition, but it's like sharing, like we mutually like sharing this gift with each other on the track. That's what it felt like. Because when I heard his verse, I guess when you heard mine, but when I heard his one, let me speak for you. I went like, man, I need to go back. Right. You know what I mean? I was like, yes.
Yeah, that's what you were looking for.
Yeah, right.
mess up the song either.
Yeah. So
Just rock with it.
yeah, that's what it is. That's my brother, man.
Yeah.
Flow, man.
Reggie Rocc.
Steel sharp as steel.
That could be a new. I don't know if it can. Iron sharpens iron.
Steel.
Reggie Rocc.
Yeah.
Featuring Derek B.
Mm.
Everybody.
I was.
But I got a problem because you missed one person.
Ugh.
Oh, really? You list all these people.
What up, Siege, Vic, Al, Harris, One Agenda, Moon, Sal, D, Dilla, Baby, my boy, Trilla, Mikey Turner, Stephanie, yeah, the newest member.
And Sophia Duke.
Beat Life, what up, Mr. Isla? What up, Sophia Duke? What's kind of took that out, man?
No,
Jordan
didn't take that out. Jordan Easler, J.E. I don't believe that.
He did that. I said y'all name in there.
He took that out?
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm going to holler at Jordan when I see him at Bible study Wednesday. Jordan, you better watch out.
I said, what up, News? Sophia Duke. Jordan.
You hear that, Jordan? Okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Hey, man,
But
I
I
didn't
got
say
you.
y'all name, man.
You my big brother, though. I ain't worried about it.
I'm talking about rappers.
You talking about rappers, okay? I don't know what's gonna happen when we get done with this movie. He'll be at his performance Saturday, but after that,
I was
I don't
talking about
know.
rappers, man.
Hope your wife got a policy out on you. Okay, spirit willing, but the flesh is weak. Cause what's important to the heart, eventually it speaks. What is your heart speaking with this album, Soliloquy?
Was my heart speaking? Commitment. Commitment. God has placed, has given me has put me in a place to where I am responsible for, I hold myself accountable for being responsible for the people that are around me. And it's very key that I'm not only committed to God, but I'm committed to the gift, and to being a servant, to being a friend, to being a father, a husband, everything. And I need to be committed to those things. And that's pretty much what Soliloquy speaks about, because soliloquy is an act of one's thoughts spoken aloud. So I'm in a place now where I'm able to, vocally say what I feel, and it be genuine.
Genuine love.
Right?
Just want to say this is what I see.
Thank you. It is. It's love.
BYOB. Bring your own blessing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I like that motto. But is this the motto you live by?
Bring your own blessings.
Oh, yes.
Not how I put it. Because what I was saying, I was having a pity party. Bring your own blessings, because I don't want that. You ain't having none of mine. That's what I was saying. No, but if you saying it like that, then I would.
Yes.
Bring your blessings.
Yeah.
And that we may share.
Yes.
And glorify God.
I want to share my blessings.
Yeah, and honor God. And honor God with what you've been blessed with, and I'll do the same with you. You know what I'm saying? That's what the church did in Acts.
Yes.
Right? They were amongst each other, and they were together. They shared. They gave each other, like nobody was without. Everyone who was blessed, you know what I'm saying? So if you saying it like the way you said it, yeah.
Bring your own blessings.
Not in pity, not in any any type of other way.
Bring your own blessings to share so others can grow within the kingdom.
And be blessed as well.
And be blessed as well that you're blessing somebody.
Right. That's, yeah.
You like that? I had it in me, didn't you?
That was smooth.
See, I got it. I can be.
She did her homework too.
I can be biblically correct 99% of the time. Okay.
Yeah.
Fresh off the plane, straight to a plantation.
Mm-hmm.
What's your advice to those who may be feeling in captivity? We have a lot of people like that who feel like they are just stuck. They can't get out.
You can be free. It's simple.
But how simple? Simple comes with a price, though.
But it's not the price that you paid.
It's the price that Jesus paid.
Yeah. It's willing, if you're willing to accept it or not. I'm gonna tell you, man. I make my life complicated. I do.
Do you do it on purpose?
In my sin nature, yes.
Okay.
But I make my life complicated.
Okay.
Christ said, "Come to me, all who heavy burden. Take my yoke. Learn from me." He said his burden is light.
Yes.
Take my yoke and put it upon yourself. That comes with no shackles.
Yes.
He didn't force you to do any of that. The decisions we make, he don't make us make those decisions.
Yep, we don't.
Whatever has your mind has you. You enslave. We allow ourselves to be enslaved.
It's a mind thing.
We allow ourselves to be enslaved.
It's a mind thing.
Yep.
Poverty is a mindset.
Yep. And Christ came to set the captive free.
Yeah.
I truly, wholeheartedly believe in that. And without him, I will stay in captivity. Without the price he paid, I will be enslaved.
Yeah.
To money, to my job, thoughts of people, what people think about me, what I think about myself.
It's just breaking the mindset.
Yeah, and I don't know, and I learned this. I let a guy. There was a guy who got my CD, and I can tell that it did something in a way that he couldn't respond because he was talking to me when he heard I rapped, and I can tell he didn't listen to gospel rap, but I didn't tell him I was a gospel rapper.
Right.
And so when I gave him the CD, came back the next week, he wasn't saying nothing. He didn't come to me and ask me, did I know this dude, and you could tell they was all like the secular rappers because of the names they had. I was like, no.
Yeah.
Like Trigger, Trigger Tree. No. But he didn't ask me any questions like that, but he told somebody that was close to me at work. Right. He said, oh man, I heard him kept mentioning God a lot. What are you doing with that though? But his mind will not allow him to receive what was on that CD.
Right.
And it ain't even. He has been so over. He has drowned himself in so much. Yeah. Like worldliness. I'm gonna put it like that. I'm gonna just say worldliness. And other music contrary to God. Right. Can't get what I'm talking about.
Block the whole message.
Yeah. I'm just
lifestyle.
A whack gospel rapper.
Yeah. You ain't rapping about nothing.
I can tell though that it touched him like that because he didn't say nothing else about music to me. Yeah. But before that, boy, that's all we were talking about. Yeah. Until I gave him the CD.
Yeah. It's talking about music. They gave him something that he's never heard. Maybe it'll gravitate. Maybe he'll listen to it one more time.
He might be listening to it on his own time. But I just know that
From
his mind,
Yep.
that captivity.
Yeah.
I
Block
was
them.
like, dang man, you know, that's just like I hate to be in the position of where I'm listening to a sermon that relates, that's talking about my situation, and I can't receive it. Man, I'm so enslaved, and I can't even receive, I can't even rejoice to say, man, why can't I grab this message? And I need it so bad. That's that captivity.
Yeah.
That's that enslavement. To not saying that I'm ready to give up all this other stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a slave to
the world.
To pornography.
Yeah.
To whatever in the world that enslaves us and entraps us on a day-to-day basis, that in our secret place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How was it working with Derek B?
It was smooth.
It was smooth.
Yeah, he's an R&B. I'm gonna do it. He said,
just like that.
Yeah, I was
hand
like,
gesture and everything.
but see, I hadn't seen no R&B dude like that in a long time. The one that do like this when they singing.
Kind of like your New Edition 2.0. Yeah, I gotta see that.
Yeah.
You got called out.
Yeah, that was crazy,
Yeah, that was
man.
good.
But my man Derek is smooth, man. And we went to I forgot where we went to. Where did we go? That was a show out of town. I didn't know him. I just heard him sing that Smokey North for that I Need You Now.
Yeah.
And Wendy was like,
That's the one.
you need to be on the record. And I reached out to him, man. He asked me 16 million, 100 billion questions. But
just to get the job done
yeah,
right.
man.
And that was okay.
Yes. And awesome, man.
Awesome.
It was smooth working with him and working with a real vocalist.
That's awesome. And that makes a difference.
Yeah.
That can change the album.
Yeah. Not somebody where you got to do
Yeah.
100 things to their voice.
Yeah.
So they can fit on there.
Yeah. No edits.
No, man.
So we're about to listen to Rock Bottom. But we're not going to listen. We're going to actually watch the video that Smith Lee just dropped.
That's my boy.
Rock Bottom, featuring Siege. Shot by my baby brother, Smith Lee. Only on Sophia Duke Radio. Reggie Rocc. Rock Bottom.
Salute. What?
Spicy chicken sandwich.
My God, man.
I heard a quote the other day. It's about hitting rock bottom. I mean, just to be brutally honest, when you hit rock bottom, that's like your launching pad. I mean, there's nothing stronger from which, propels yourself forward. Keep pushing, keep trying, keep struggling, keep moving towards your goal. You might be closer than you think. Because when you hit rock bottom, things that used to matter just don't even matter no more. Yeah, I came straight out the manure. Fresher than $100 bill, still spinning like a tourist. I'm talking everywhere like an epidemic, limited edition. I forgot it, they said I couldn't do it. Different apartments in the same complex. Dope boys telling me I'm a prospect. Never really told me that it's a process. Never told me I was part of a project. I found out in the midst of my problems. So automatic or revolve them. I said, God, did you call us? Now, do I leave or involve them? I gotta know. See, I'm in a desolate place. Where do I stop? Can I deselect play? No, go find additional aid. What is the point when I'm always dismayed? Stop, then my fate took a U-turn. After thinking I was B.I.G. After seeing H and I C. Had nothing in common, so I'm guessing I'ma be scot-free. Defense mechanism that's filled with demons in isolation. Only left a brother conceding and contemplating suicide. What can I do to neutralize? Don't eject, this is do or die. Feels like forever and a day for me. I just need a minute. Dear God, make a way for me. He said, Rock, I've been dead, repentant. The bridge has been fixed, so you can come to me. But my vindictive curriculum didn't add up to the class that God had for me. Nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go but up. Motivation starts here, right? Nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go. Motivation starts here, right? Nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go but up. Motivation starts here, right? Nowhere to go but up. No, what a
y'all don't gotta motivate the monster. I've been feeding since Contra. Grew up in these streets, so I'm a fighter that's Blanca. Dodging all my karma, I pray it don't follow mama. When my flesh out of control, I just cool it off with a sauna that's back. That is the problem. Rock bottom, trying to cover my steps, hide my feet, that's bell bottoms. Christ saved the hell out of them. A whole lot of us, the only one co-signing us. I credit low. Reggie, Rocc, and Siege, yeah, that's a give and go. We eating this on real good Thanksgiving flow. Yeah, so all of us who at the table say your grace, and we pray it tastes good with much flavor. Pray that grace abound with much favor. It's hard to be consistent. I'm running out of paper, trying to find the right word. You better find your own savior. He waiting on you, but life is a vapor, so don't be patient on me. Yeah, are you the doctor or the patient, homie? I got a team like the 89 Lakers, homie. Everybody stand beside me, motivate me. I'm discerning all spirits. I can read you like the paper, homie. Watch out, turn the page, do it my way. No, I'm not a Frank Sinatra, I do it Yahweh. Wait, not to be confused with doing it Yahweh. You never gave me space, I made moves in the hallway. Feel like forever in the day for me. I just need a minute. I just need a minute. Dear God, make a way for me. I'm swimming in the deep end, send a wave for me. Give me some wine out of water, let it age for me. Lord, fill my cup up until it breaks for me. I want my motivation straight, no chase for me. Yeah. Nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go but up. Yeah. Motivation starts here, right? Nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go. Motivation starts here, right? Nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go but up. Motivation starts here, right? Nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go but up. No, what up, Cobra?
Stop right there, friend.